Hey everyone, I'm Cody Miller here with Hoopy Hybrid, and today we're going to go over how to do your first push-up. And if you want the entire progression, go ahead and check out the description. We're going to link it in the show notes description area. So today we're going to go over a 7 to 8 exercise progression to take you from I can barely hold myself in a plank to a full push-up and even a weighted push-up after that. So, first exercise in our progression is a knee plank. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to hold this position for 30 to 60 seconds. So, just like a plank or a push-up position, but I'm going to bring my hips forward, nice and hollow through my belly. My abs will be tight. And I'm going to hold this for 30 to 60 seconds. If you do this and it's not very tough, all right, we can go on to the next progression. My next progression is going to be a high plank. So I'm going to get rid of this pad, and I'm going to do basically a plank, or some people will just call this a push-up position. So the same thing we just did, but now my knees are up off the ground. Okay. I'm going to hold this push-up position. I'm going to hold it for 10 to 30 seconds. If you can hold this for 30 seconds easily, right, you're ready to go on to the next step. The next step is an eccentric push-up from the knees. I'm going to use this blue pad because my knees are something else, I tell you. Okay, so back here from the knees, and I'm going to do an eccentric push-up, which means I'm just going to lower myself slowly to the ground. See how my elbows are tucked back. And now I'm just going to kind of work myself back up, not doing a push-up. Hips are through, abs are tight, my elbows are tucked towards my sides. Okay, this high plank position, and then the key is the slow lowering and making sure that I'm putting pressure, my arms, my shoulders, my chest. This is where I want to feel the tension. Next exercise, after I master 5 to 10 of these reps. If I can easily do 10 reps here with just a really long, slow eccentric, I'm definitely ready for my next exercise. It's going to be an ISO at the floor. So ISO means basically a hold. I'm going to do a hold in the bottom of the push-up right off the ground. Okay, so I'm going to get back into my push-up position. And I'm going to go down and hold. And I can kind of get set up, however, if I want to just get to a position where I can hold and take my knee off the ground and hold, I can do that. And then once I feel like I'm starting to lose it, I can put my knees back down on the ground. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this for between 10 and 30 seconds. If you can hold the bottom or midway in the push-up for 30 seconds, you're definitely ready for the next progression. So one more time on this. I can hold in the very bottom of the push-up, kind of midway, okay? But I want to look for a challenge in a place where it's tough to hold the position, right? I want to look for the kind of the weakest joint angle that I can challenge myself at and hold here for 10 to 30 seconds. Put my knees down, push myself back. And once I do that, now I'm ready for just a regular eccentric push-up from my feet, okay, from a high plank. So I get in this high plank position. Some might call it just a push-up position. And the same idea as doing the eccentric from the knees. I'm just going to do a slow lowering to the ground from this push-up or this high plank position. So I'm here, hips are through, okay, tummy is tight. My arms get pulled back towards my sides, and I slowly lower myself to the ground. My chest hits, and now I can just push myself back to the knees, come back to the high plank, and slowly lower myself back down to the ground. Okay, one more. Back to my knees. I don't have to push myself back up, right? We're just worried about the slow and controlled lowering portion. Back to this high plank. Tummy tight, hips are through. I'm in a nice straight line. My elbows come back. I'm making it nice and slow. Chest to the ground. Push myself back up. Okay, that's my eccentric push-up from that high plank position. After I do that, if I master 5 to 10 reps of that eccentric, okay, especially if you're able to knock out 10 of those, you're more than ready to start doing reps of push-ups, right? So that's the next, and for some people, the last step, just doing reps of push-ups. So, just like we were set up 2 seconds ago, okay, most people know what this looks like, but now I'm just going to do a regular push-up. Okay, hands are around shoulder width. Feet are together-ish. Okay, I'm going to lower down in a straight line. Elbows come to my side. And I push back up. I want to make sure that my hips aren't sagging. And I'm touching the ground first with my belly or my hips. Okay, but my chest hits first. And I push up in a straight line. All the work that we've done so far leading up to this point has helped to build and the foundation of being in a straight line, build up the strength in your shoulders and your chest. And you should be able to do a push-up by now. We recommend once you can do 5 to 10 reps in a row, then you can add weight if you want, right? And I would add something as small as a 5, maybe in a 2.5 pound plate, but somewhere in the realm of a 5 to 10 pound plate will be good. So if I have this plate, add a little weight to my back. Okay, I'm going to push it towards my low back, right in the middle of my back, really. And now I'm going to do my same push-up. Being in a straight line. Chest hits first. And that is the end of the road for the most part. So that's our progression from being able to hold just a knee plank to being able to do heavy weighted push-ups. So, like I said, the full progression is in the description, in the show notes, and make sure that you like, subscribe, and follow us if you like our content, if you benefit from this. Thanks again.
Say bye, Ollie. Were you a good boy?
Good
you
boy.
were a really good boy. Say hi. And say bye.